Hey guys, it's Sire Goku, and I am back with another Let's Play with Megaman X7, because I said I'd still finish the rest of this at some point. Now this game is somewhat more infamous than X6, if you can imagine that. Everyone that doesn't hate X6 hates X7 as much as everyone that hates X6, if not worse. As for my opinion, you all already remember my disdain for X6. I hate that game. And no, I'm not just copying Clement when I say that I legit hate that game. But for this game, I can understand why people dislike it. It is not a good game. It's better than X6, but that's not saying much. But I would play this over X6 any day of the week. Having said that, I acknowledge that this game has just as bad, if not worse, problems than X6 in a lot of ways, which I will be getting into throughout this playthrough, and hopefully not sounding like a broken record for people that have already, said their piece on this. But this is Megaman X7, the first Megaman X game to jump to PlayStation 2 back in 2003. Good God. Man, 2003. I didn't even have a PlayStation 2 at the time. I remember when I found out that this game was PS2, and I was pissed. I didn't get it till like that Christmas because my brother got me a PS2 along with X7. But yeah. I'll let the game speak for itself in the opening cutscene, because it's long.
This is it. Ready to rock?
I'm always ready.
What the?
You wait here.
I guess you've heard of Red Alert.
Safe here. Somebody must have leaked the information. Huh? Who's there?
It's Mia, Luce.
It was the perfect plan. How did they find out? Hmm?
You're not very sharp, are you?
What the? You were the traitor?
No. I took care of him a second ago.
What happened? How did you do that?
Sometime in the 22nd century. Thanks to the Reploids, even the most devastated regions were set back on the road to recovery. But crimes perpetrated by Mavericks were on the rise. The Maverick Hunters was the official organization that responded to incidents involving Mavericks. One of the veteran members, X, began having second thoughts about the group's forceful methods. He removed himself from the front lines and instead worked to achieve more peaceful solutions.
Why must Reploids fight one another? I've had enough violence.
With the Maverick Hunters crippled by X's retirement, an underground organization filled the vacuum. And thus, Red Alert, the illegal band of bounty hunters who pursued Mavericks, was born. Soon, there was not a single Reploid that had not heard of Red Alert and their charismatic leader, Red. One day, a young Reploid and key member of Red Alert made the decision to leave the group. This decision would change destiny itself.
Goodbye, Red. I'll become a hunter. On my own.
And thus, a new battle began. Ready?
Okay, so yeah, there's the story. Megaman X7 starts off with Megaman X saying he doesn't want to fight things anymore. Yeah, that's one of the main problems people have with this game. Security laser, no problem. Attack when it locks onto the closest target and turns yellow. When the laser is off, you can get through. No shit. Right now, though, we have our new character, Axel. As also, one of the most important things, this is the first 3D Mega Man X game. As you can notice, though, we are not in 3D yet. In the top right-hand corner, this is a 2D section. Axel. He locks onto targets using the ZR button if you're playing the Anniversary Collection on Switch like I am. So you need to lock onto these laser targets and shoot them. It'll turn them off. As it explains there. So what you're going to want to do is avoid these lasers and just shoot things. And then when the laser is off, you can dash. The new thing for Axel here. Uh-oh. I'll have to take the main you'll have to take out the main security laser. Use hover. If you jump and hold the jump button, you can hover in place for a few seconds. Unfortunately, the lock-on sometimes gets in the way and you still don't and you still can't avoid taking damage. That's okay. It's the intro stage. If you take a little bit of damage, it's not going to make too big a difference. Unfortunately, though, this is the other part of the problem. The lock-on system for this game is very finicky. While the game does auto lock on, it does take a while to actually change what you're locking onto manually. Press X and use A-Trans to steal its ability and render it harmless. So if you hold down the X button, this is Axel's ability. He can charge up this orange shot here, and then you will get this device, which turns you into the Maverick that you just destroyed. It is an ability that, while they really, really want you to use it, is absolutely detrimental to you in this game. It's not the worst thing ever, but it's also not the best thing, so, like, his main gimmick is kind of worthless. Here we have rotating energy beams. Just watch the direction they're going in and just dash around. Since you're in 3D, you can dash around them pretty easily. But if you get hit, it does knock you down for a second. That's also another problem with this game. Things knock you down. Something that never happened before, so you have like a 1.5 seconds delay of getting yourself back up. Again, it's not the worst thing ever, but it can be mildly irritating. You just shoot these guys. Axel does not have a charge shot, but he can shoot rapidly. The final security door. To open it, you need to attack each core when it's red. If you fail, it'll close. Alright. And again, use ZR to toggle a lock on and shoot the pink orbs. And that's pretty much all you have to do. Just wait till you see which orb turns pink, lock onto it, and then just shoot it normally. Three shots and the door is open. Sometimes, though, trying to get through the door in 3D can be kind of a pain. Be glad I'm playing the Anniversary Collection on Switch, because... oh, hold on.
Phew. Somebody please tell me I'm through with the worst of it.
No, we've only just started this game. Okay, I won't shit-talk this game too much. But we got a familiar face showing up. Hey, Zero.
I can't believe I'm back here again. What the heck has happened? They really made a mess.
As I was mentioning before, be thankful I'm playing this on the anniversary, on the X collection. The original Megaman X7 on PS2, we'd still be in a loading screen right now. I'm not kidding. The loading screen probably would have just ended about at the end of this sentence I'm finishing right now. That's how long the loading screens were in the PS2 version. PS2, by the way. That's another problem this game had, that thankfully the X collection fixes. But back to Zero here. Zero plays just like he did in all the other Mega Man X games. I forgot to turn on the pause screen. Power, speed, and special, I'll explain what those are later. Rescue, if you played any game from X5 onward, you should know what that is. Zero has 4 slashes this time instead of 3. 1, 2. Although sometimes you can't actually get the swing right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He can also deflect shots with his Z-Saber, which is pretty nice, although not really that effective. His normal slashes will do way more damage than reflecting shots, obviously. Also, we're back here again, and what does Zero mean by that? We're on the highway stage from X1 again. Because Capcom really, really likes reusing this. They even brought back the B-copters from X1. Except this time you're Zero, so you can just kind of stand underneath it, use your slashes. And because this is in 2D, you can just kind of stand underneath it and avoid everything. X7 really likes to call back to X1. I don't remember if this was an anniversary release. It must have been. Otherwise, why else would they be trying to bring up a bunch of X1 nostalgia? And then the other reason I say that, and I'm like, well, probably want to bring back X1 nostalgia because X5 and X6 did not do well, especially X6. Everyone hated X6. So I guess Capcom's idea was trying to call back to, hey, remember when you liked Mega Man X? It's back, it's cool, it's different, but it's back. I don't know. Anyway, now we're in 3D. And 3D with Zero is kind of weird. Thankfully you can move wherever you want, but sometimes it makes figuring out the angle of where you're slashing a little weird. Case in point right there. And right there. Thankfully, Zero's the tank of this game, as per usual, so he can take a good amount of damage before you have to worry about him actually healing. Unfortunately, so do the B helicopters here. And unfortunately, this being the first Mega Man X traditional Mega Man game to be in 3D, I should say, because Mega Man Legends has been out for a long time at this point. So it's not the first time Mega Man X has been in... It's not the first time Mega Man in general has been in 3D, but it's the first time a mainline game in an established series has gone to 3D. Zero also has the double jump by default. I forgot if I mentioned that.
Out of the way! Out of the way!
Huh? Wait a second.
Are you stupid? You're in danger if you just stand there. Get a move on!
Are you connected to this incident?
Incident? What are you talking about? Oh, here it comes. So I'll be seeing ya.
What's going on?
And here's our intro boss, and ow! He landed way closer to me than I thought he would. He's not too hard right now. You can't actually damage him. All you gotta do is stay ahead of him. If he shoots at you, you can reflect the shots back at him. It's not gonna do any extra damage. It'll just stop you from taking hits. You just gotta get to the end of the hallway.
You've got some explaining to do.
Okay, I'll tell you everything, but later. Right now, I have to take care of that freak. You're Zero, so you can handle this, right? I'm Axel. Call me if you need a hand.
Oh, this has become a real pain. I want a full explanation when this is all over.
Okay, and something that X7 does that I wish X5 and 6 did. You can swap characters anytime in the middle of a battle. In the middle of the stage, I should say. You can switch to whoever you want. You can only have 2 characters per stage, but you can swap between them at any time. So I'm going to switch over to Axel for a bit just to ensure that Zero doesn't, you know, take too much extra damage. So the scorpion thing is pretty simple. You can keep shooting the tail until it falls off. When he dashes at you, just slide under him. Despite Axel having rapid fire, you can't hold down to rapid fire. You have to keep tapping the button.
Here goes nothing.
But the intro boss is still an easy intro boss, like every Mega Man X game. And we got some more cutscene, which is going to take a while. My apologies.
I'm not gonna run off. So could you take this thing off? It makes me feel like a criminal.
Feel like a criminal?
Okay. Maybe what I did was wrong, but like we were a perfect team, don't you think? When we kicked that big dude's butt, I thought, yeah, we would make a great combo. So, where's X been lately? I haven't seen him around.
Sit tight. He's just beyond this door. Here he is.
Nice work, Zero.
So, you're the one who caused all this trouble.
I guess so. I had no idea they'd send that kind of gear after us.
Here? Who's after you?
I left Red Alert. Believe it or not, I'm a hunter.
Red Alert? You mean that gang of wannabe vigilantes?
Do you realize how much damage your internal bickering has caused?
apologize for that, but I had to leave. As for what happened as a result, that's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes? Do you have any idea?
X, cool it. All right, Axel. Why don't you start by telling us why you left?
Red Alert changed. They're no better than murderers now. They used me. We used to only attack the bad guys, but not anymore. I couldn't take it.
They're going to come for Axel, no doubt.
This is our chance. Red Alert has caused us far too much trouble.
How can you say that? If we fight, we'll fall right into their hands. We can't allow this madness to continue.
I know what you mean, X. But we can't talk them out of this. Sometimes fighting is the only choice.
That's quite enough. You need to back off and pay the dues for your crimes. Alia, what happened?
Unidentified transmission. Feeding to monitor.
You getting this, Hunters? I'm Red, leader of your friends here at Red Alert. I never imagined our little friend would end up in your hands, but in any case, I want Axel back. Now, don't you worry. I know he won't come back easily. So how about this? Like you, we're hunters. We've trashed our share of Mavericks. So how about a duel? A duel to determine who the real Maverick Hunters are. I'm sure you won't mind if we use the Mavericks that we've captured so far. So the last one standing wins. If we lose, we'll surrender Axel to you. And if we win, well, we'll leave that to your imagination.
You've got to be kidding. Axel has nothing to do with us. We won't fight the likes of you for his sake.
Well, pretty big talker for a retiree. We could care less about deadbeats like you. We just want Axel. He is there, isn't he? Now, you just sit tight, my boy.
They're already on the move. Mavericks are showing up across the map. I'll check for damage.
I'm sorry. This is all my fault.
Well, this is turning into a real mess.
X, you said I need to pay my dues, right? So make me a Maverick Hunter. Me and Zero make a great team, and together we could take care of Red Alert.
Are you mad? You have no business as a hunter.
I'm serious. It would be a perfect chance to make up for my wrongdoing.
If you had just gone back, the problem would have been solved. But I can see that won't be happening.
Right. These aren't run-of-the-mill criminals. They won't listen to reason. And even if Axel did go back, which he won't, would they stop their misdeeds? I don't think so.
Zero, you're my hero. Hey, I knew you'd understand. I always thought you and X were so cool. I want to fight. I want to be a Maverick Hunter.
Not just anybody can become a hunter, kid.
We're not getting anywhere with this. I'm ready to go.
No, wait.
I'm going by myself. As for you, you can do as you please.
Yeah. X, if I catch all the bounty hunters, you've got to promise me you'll let me be a Maverick Hunter.
Talk is cheap. Prove it to me first. And don't forget this.
Okay, I won't let you down.
Another pointless conflict has begun.
X, don't overthink this. This time our only choice is to fight.
We've We've made this mistake time and time again. Why must Reploids continue this accursed cycle of aggression?
All right. So that's it. So that's the end of the intro stage. I will save that so we don't have to go through all that all over again. My god, that was long. And just imagine if this was like the original game where I still would have loading screens to cut through. Like, god. Anyway, I'll save on file 3 here. Okay, and then you gotta go through the results screen and all that jazz. Yes, we gotta go to the results screen. Okay. So I'm gonna make this part go a little longer. Here we'll have our boss selection screen here. This is not indicative of the order in which you should go in. Yeah, I'll keep the text on screen for a little bit. Really, the stage design doesn't really matter. The plot to this game is kind of eh. Again, I understand that this game is not good. It's a step up in a sense from X6 and a step back at the same time. Personally, I think it's slightly better than X6, just because I have a bias against X6 being my least favorite Mega Man X game ever. But that doesn't mean I'm saying that this game is good in any capacity. It's not. It has a lot of problems. The loading times being fixed in the version that I'm using mitigates some of the problems, but that wasn't the only problem this game had. Red Alert has selected these 8 stages as the locations for the duel. Select an area with the buttons and press A to go. Use R for the rescue file, L for options. Yeah, we have rescuable Reploids again, just like X5 and X6. And just like X6, some of the Reploids you rescue will give you parts. Some will not. Does the game tell you which Reploids give you parts and which ones don't? No, they do not. I will tell you this right now. There are 16 Reploids in every stage. Only 2 of them per stage give you an upgrade that you can give to 1 character each. Yeah, I will repeat that. 2 of the 16 rescuable Reploids will give you an upgrade for your characters each. So every character can only get 1 upgrade apiece, because you can only use 2 characters at a time. I'm just going to another problem people have, like overly tutorialized. This is back when all games were overly tutorialized for no good reason. But I'm not actually gonna do another stage yet, but I'll show you here. When you choose a stage, you can pick between a team of 2 playable characters. Axel and Zero are the only 2 you can use right now. You cannot use Mega Man X yet. The title character. This is another thing people don't like about this game. The main character who's front and center on the cover and the title character of the game is not playable yet. I will explain how you are able to unlock and play as Mega Man X in the next part, but at this point for now I'm going to call this a video, and we will continue in the next part with our first main stage. So this has been Sire Goku, and I will see you guys in the next video.